Hey everybody, it's Dr. Cindy T. Graham here. Thank you for tuning into this video. It must mean you're interested in hearing what my top 10 pet peeves are when it comes to things that people say that only serve to perpetuate the negative stigma that surrounds mental health illness. So if you're interested, please be sure to watch and stay all the way to the 10th, because the 10th one is one that I'm sure that if you're an individual on social media, you have said it at some point or another. So again, stay tuned for my top 10 pet peeves that people say that only perpetuate negative stigma. In today's video, I'm going to be focusing in on the things that we tend to say that tend to be very cavalier, off the cuff. Nobody's really paying attention to what they're saying, or the fact that they're saying it, but the fact still matters that it serves to perpetuate negative stigma or that negative association that people tend to have with mental health services. The first saying is saying that, oh, I'm so OCD, or that person's so OCD. Well, we all know what somebody means when they say that. They mean that the person is very particular about how they arrange things, or how they like to do things, or what volume they like to have things at. And the problem is, OCD is something that runs much deeper than that. Keep in mind that when you say, oh, I'm so OCD, based on the fact that you cut your food a certain way, or decided to have your clothes arranged in just a particular way, only serves to make individuals who really suffer with OCD feel like it's something that can just be tossed around. The second thing that people tend to say that is a pet peeve of mine is when they say, you're so bipolar. We know what someone means when they say, you're so bipolar. They mean that the person is moody. Maybe they were pretty calm and chill one moment and then they're kind of upset the next. Well, that's not what bipolar disorder is. So can we all just promise to not say that phrase so much anymore? Or maybe even at all? Personally, as a psychologist, I hate it when people say to me, after they find out that I am a psychologist, oh, you must be reading my mind, or you're analyzing me right now, I'm sure. Well, the fact of the matter is I'm not, and I'm just a regular person in my regular life. And it's kind of making that assumption that, you know, whoever you are in whatever career you do, you take it into all aspects of your life. So I'm pretty sure that when someone shakes hands with a cardiologist, they don't say, did you read my pulse from that handshake? Nobody says that. So why do we do it to psychologists? Oh my goodness, he is so schizo. You know what somebody means when they say that. They mean that somebody's unpredictable or erratic. And again, it just makes fun of mental illness. It just makes fun of what schizophrenia actually is. So can we just make a point of, rather than calling somebody schizo, to just say, hey, I really wasn't expecting that response from you. I think it'll go a long way in not perpetuating this negative view that we have about mental illness. The next one is particularly troublesome. When people say, oh, I was so traumatized by that, or I got raped by, enter in some very benign type of occurrence like an opponent in the basketball game or the test that my professor gave me. When you use such strong language to describe just regular everyday things, you really are belittling the meaning behind trauma and behind rape and sexual assault. And furthermore, saying things like that can easily trigger an individual who does struggle with post-traumatic stress disorder, or for someone who has been the victim of sexual violence. So please, let's just use different words. Let's just say, wow, that test was really, really tough. I had a hard time with that test. Another one that people tend to say, they tend to say that they're having a panic attack when they're just kind of freaking out, or maybe even a little bit stressed out. A panic attack is, again, a very specific thing with respect to mental illness that is quite a bit more than being stressed out or having a reaction to something that you're worried or concerned about. So let's be more mindful of the words that we use. Another one is to say that someone has ADHD because they're disorganized, or might be having a difficult time paying attention every now and again, or completing actions. Again, those are actual features of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, but the way that we tend to use it nowadays in society is way more lax, and it's over applied to different situations. So simply because someone's desk is disorganized or you keep misplacing things does not mean that you actually struggle with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. And actually, in some cases, it could account for, it could be due to other types of disorders anyway. So again, just because someone is messy, disorganized, has a difficult time following through with tasks that they have, does not mean that you have ADHD. So really, unless you've been diagnosed formally, let's just make a pact to stop using that type of language. Saying that someone is an alcoholic when they drank too much. Now, this gets into a little bit of a gray area because to meet actual criteria for being diagnosed with alcohol abuse or dependence is actually a lot easier than people realize. So of all the ones that I've listed so far, it actually comes the closest to being one that people actually use in a correct way. But hey, let's just, again, make an agreement that we're going to cut back on using language like that, and instead let's say what we mean and mean what we say. If you're concerned about how much someone is consuming, then address it accordingly rather than putting that type of label on it and then demeaning what the term alcoholism, alcohol abuse, alcohol dependence actually means. This next one really gets me on a deep level, and I'm even hesitant to actually say what the word is, but I'm going to do it just for the point of this video. It's to say, oh, I'm so retarded. I hate even having that come out of my mouth. There's such a long history with respect to the use of that R word and individuals who have been diagnosed with intellectual or developmental disabilities. So please instead say, hey, I didn't make the best decision, or that was really silly of me, rather than using the R word. And lastly, in today's social media age, this last one is one that everybody uses. I admit that I've used it sometimes. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. What am I obsessed with? I'm obsessed right now with 13 Reasons. I'm obsessed with Janelle Monáe. I'm obsessed with Kylie Jenner. I'm obsessed with Beyonce. I'm obsessed with, everybody's obsessed with everything or something. I'm obsessed with those new pair of jeans. I'm obsessed with those new sneakers coming out. You are not obsessed. That is such a specific thing. And again, I don't want to take hyperbole from us. I don't want to take away the creativity of our language. But again, saying that you're obsessed relates back to that idea of obsessive compulsive disorder and other types of related disorders in that way. So, just say, hey, I am really all about this new video that's coming out. I can't get enough of listening or watching 13 Reasons. Let's just be more specific in what we say. Thank you for tuning into this video. I hope that you appreciated my top 10 list of my biggest pet peeves of what people say with respect to mental health and mental illness. I hope that this video has inspired you to use different language from here on out. I hope it's inspired you to say what you mean and mean what you say. And at the very least, I hope it's inspired you to not say these things, at least when I'm around. And finally, don't forget to please subscribe to my channel if you enjoy these videos. I'm going to include links of other videos of mine that you can certainly please feel free to watch. If you do enjoy them, hit the like button, comment down below with some pet peeves that you have with respect to things that people tend to say, whether it has to do with mental health services or not. And then also, if you enjoy it or if you think there's someone else that might benefit from watching my videos, please be sure to share this video with them. All right, I will catch you guys later. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.